Hey, welcome back to Matter of Fact. Today we got for you Like, Love, Lock, our three favorite picks of the week. And yeah, how you feel about this slate, Austin?
Uh,
Four teams on the bye.
yeah. I mean, it's the week where we got more close. It's a bunch of close games. There's only two games with 9.5 and eight and a half spreads. So every game this week is looking to be a tight one. Um, and we're 4 weeks in, so the books probably feel like they got a
A good
nice little
handle on it.
a nice little handle on the situation. So it's cool. It's cool.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get us started. So my first pick, this is my like. So love, lock, obviously gauge how I feel about these games in order. So the game I like the Jets in London against the Vikings, which I know the public probably high on the Vikings, done doubting the Vikings. I'm done doubting the Vikings. Brian Flores is doing amazing things with that defense, and Sam Darnold is playing like an MVP candidate. But I think the Jets had a pretty embarrassing performance despite the weather conditions against the Broncos. And I think this is a get right spot for them. In terms of betting, it's very important not to let the week before mess up like the science of how you're picking for the next week. So Jets didn't look very impressive, but who has the Vikings beat? I'm not saying they haven't beat any good teams. I mean, they beat the Niners, right? They beat the Texans, right? But in terms of the quarterbacks that they're playing, they are younger quarterbacks, talented quarterbacks, but they're younger. I think Aaron Rodgers and his mental makeup, his handle on the game. I mean, he was one of the smartest quarterbacks to do it. I think he figures out a way to come out of London with the W. Just a gut feeling. They're +1, so it's plus money, not by much, but
I got it. It's up to +2.5.
ooh, even better.
Yeah.
Even better. But yeah, you put that on your ticket early morning, depending on what time it is for you. If you're on the West Coast, sorry. But hey, maybe you wake up in the first leg of your parlay, boom, smashed. All right, now I'm ready to go do my research for the rest of it. And you feeling good about the rest of the day, rest of the Sunday. So that's my first pick. Pick number two, the pick that I love, Houston Texans at home against the Buffalo Bills. They're dogs at home, and I think I think people are expecting the Bills to bounce back after that devastating loss to the Ravens. I mean, they got smacked. I mean, they got pushed around. So, but the thing is, with the Texans, I mean, just give me Stroud. Give me Stroud at home, being a dog. They might feel disrespected by that. I think this is going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a really interesting game. Stephon Diggs revenge game, smooth. Which it's kind of funny too because the Texans recently played the Vikings, so Stephon Diggs getting a little bit of his two former teams. But yeah, I like the Texans here. There's not a lot of science to it. I just like how the defense is playing. I like the roster overall. And the Bills are doing a lot with less from what they've had in previous years. But I think this is a spot where I could see the Bills on a 2-game skid. You lose to the Ravens, you lose to the Texans, and then you smash some of the easier teams on your schedule. I mean, do we expect the Bills to be 14-2? I don't. So I think this is a letdown spot for them, and then they bounce back the week after this. Also like the over on this one, but 47.5, not bad. And then my lock, it's the game I love the most. I got the Packers -3 against the Rams. Now, the Packers just lost to the Vikings. The score was closer. The score isn't indicative of how the game really went. I mean, they were what? It was 28-0 at one point.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. And then, they had to throw to come back. But yeah, the Packers, They're a solid football team, man. Matt LaFleur is an amazing coach. The fact that they're 2-2 right now, and Jordan Love just made his return last week from getting injured in week 1, impressive stuff. And in terms of the Packers, that's a tough game to come back from injury and get back in the rhythm of things, is against that Vikings, Brian Flores defense. And the Rams are just so depleted. Give me -3. It might be -3.5. What do you see into that?
What for the for which
For
one?
the Packers, Rams. The Rams are
It's
at home.
It's still -3 right now for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
It
so I want to.
+1.5, but yeah, it's at -3.
Oh, really? Started. Damn, so I wouldn't be surprised if it got bet up and you're gonna have to take the hook. So if you can, or maybe you buy half a point that way if they do win by a field goal. But I see them winning by. I could see them winning by 2 possessions. I think this is a spot where the Packers should really come out firing in all cylinders and take this one home. Yeah, Sean McVay, they're 1-3, but they've been playing better than what they have on the field. Without Cooper Kupp, without Puka, without a majority of their line. They're depleted at linebacker. I mean, just all over the roster, decimated. But, I think Jordan Love, he gets into the rhythm of things, and they take this one home.
Good. I mean, all right. I mean, for me, I do like the New York play, the New York Minnesota play, not necessarily because I like Aaron Rodgers. I think I like the New York's defense being able to stifle Minnesota, make it a tough game, and them being able to just get enough offense going to where they can pull that game out, especially at +2.5. I do like New York in that spot, but the game I like is Carolina and Chicago. Carolina at +4. It started at +5.5, but I mean, this is a game where Carolina, they're not going to. It's probably going to be a pass funnel defense playing against the Chicago Bears. They have a very, very good their secondary. They got 2 DBs that are really good, Brisker and also Jalen Johnson. One's a free safety. The other one is a cornerback. And it's basically like a nice little no-fly zone there. So Deontay Johnson or Xavier Legette might have a little bit of problems with their secondary. But I do like what Chuba Hubbard could do on the ground in this game. And I think that Carolina is going to try to get a dub. I think that this is a game they're probably circling it okay, the way that we're playing right now, yeah, we just lost a tough one to Cincinnati. But, I mean, they scored a lot of points in that game. And it looks like Andy Dalton and Deontay Johnson, they got a little bit of a rhythm. And like I said, they have a solid run game. So if Carolina can just force the rookie to make a few bad decisions, force some 3 and outs, and they're able to get up on them early, I think this is a game where they can for sure cover, but maybe even sprinkle a little bit on the money line. The second one that I love, I guess, is it's along the same lines as what you're talking about with the Minnesota Vikings in the Jets game, but I'm going with Cleveland +3 against Washington. This one right here just feels like
that's a spicy pick, man.
Yeah, right. But that's why I kind of love it, because nobody's with Cleveland right now. You know what I'm saying? They haven't played well. I mean, they lost to the Raiders, who are dealing with all kinds of turmoil right now. They got their head coach liking Instagram pics or comments or something like that. I don't even know. And
wait, who's Stefanski?
Nah, Antonio Pierce.
Oh, you mean the Raiders?
Yeah,
the Browns. The Browns got the Commanders.
No, I know. I'm saying though, they lost to the Raiders, who are doing worse than they are right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. They got their own problems, and you couldn't even beat that team. But I think here is where the defense kind of locks in. Again, this is where Steve Stefanski is a good head coach, and I think this is kind of where the Cleveland Browns as a whole just kind of show that they haven't given up on their coach, they haven't given up on the season, and they play one of their better defensive games. Also for Washington, I just think it's one of those correlations where, you know, Washington's just like any other group of people that are getting their ass kissed all week long. They're going to be reading that, you know, and they're not used to it. It's not like this is some organ like the Patriots when they were winning and doing all that, where they actually
saw
might
this
be
pick
focused.
coming from you.
I mean, some people will probably say that, but I think that this is a reason right here. I just think that this is a week where it's a letdown spot for them. I mean, this is a perfect letdown spot. If just like it's a perfect letdown spot for the 4-0 Minnesota Vikings. It's not to say that this team isn't good. It's not to say that Jalen Daniels isn't going to be Rookie of the Year. If they still got him out there at minus 110, I would probably take that bet, because at this point it's his race to lose. It's his award to lose. So
and Neighbors probably isn't playing this week.
Right. So it's not no shade to the Washington Redskins or anything like that. I just think that this is a Cleveland Browns spot where, you know, they just bounce back on this one. And I think that Washington they're playing, this is the first time playing a defense that isn't below average. You know, he is going to see some pass rushers in this one. He is going to see a solid DB going up against Terry McLaurin. I think that, you know, they're still going to be able to move the ball on them. I just think that Cleveland can make the game close and they can cover the +3.
I'm seeing it at 3.5 in some places.
Okay, but yeah, I'm definitely, if we can get a 3.5, like I like that. I mean,
if it's 3.5, I love that hook.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he can find a way to get the 4, I think at some point the books are probably going to chill on it. But like I know right now, 72. What I'm looking at, 72% of the bets are on Washington already. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they're the fan favorite right now.
You know what I mean? Jalen Daniels is hot, like crazy. I'm sure that jersey's going insane out in the streets. But you know, I just think that this is a game where Cleveland kind of shows some fight. You know, so I don't know if they'll pull it out, but I think they keep it close and they cover the spread. And then my next one, I'm gonna go. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with Bo Nix. I will go with Bo Nix. Go to Bo Nix against the Raiders. I think that the Raiders.
-3, you taking it?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, you know, one, I think there's been a crazy trend where like Denver hasn't beaten Las Vegas in like 18 games or something crazy. Like they stay getting whooped on by Las Vegas. Let me see if I can find that. Nah,
and that makes you confident to make it your lot, or you're just
yeah. I think this is the week, man. I mean, look, you gotta give credit where credit is due. And right now, like I said, it's been a real messy week for Las Vegas. Like they're dealing with everything with the trade request. They don't even know. I mean, I guess Gardner Minshew is going to be the starting quarterback, but Antonio Pierce is out here, you know, liking Instagram, like I said earlier, liking Instagram photos and comments about his football team, and they got all this craziness.
How do you back to matter of fact? My bad. I saw that coming, but yeah. How do you feel about that? I mean, obviously, you know, I'm an Antonio Pierce fan because you know he was on that Super Bowl Giants team. But
I mean, it's just right now. I mean, he is. This is the type of coach he is, though. Like he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and that's why they actually, you know, 8 months ago, that's why they were riding for him, and they wanted him to be the head coach. They didn't want nobody else to come in. Davante Adams, Max Crosby, the captains of that football team were like, yo, if y'all don't sign him to be the head coach, we were going to request trades. And when he came in last year, that energy, like this same passion, this same energy was the energy that had them winning like 4 or 5 games in a row, had them at 500 near the end of the season with a chance to go to the playoffs. Obviously, it didn't work out for him, but you know, the same thing that could be a blessing can also be a curse. And I think right now, they're dealing with it. He's over here talking in the media, talking about his players are making business decisions. Davante Adams is talking about he wouldn't mind if he never played it down for Las Vegas anymore. And it's just one of those things where, you know, now he's requested his trade. So they're trying to put a package together to get that taken care of. But, you know, at the end of the day, they still got a football game to play. And if you're spending time dealing with all of that stuff, how much time are you actually spending time installing the defense or focus on the game plan for what you need to do this week? And if you're Denver Broncos, you're kind of going out, coming off of a nice little high, but at the same time, it's not nothing too crazy. It just feels like they're starting to find their identity. They're starting to realize, oh, okay, our defense is kind of solid.
Defense.
So
it's kind of like last year. Like last year, remember, they lost 70-20, and then their defense, you know, started showing up, and that was like one of the highlights of their team. So maybe just a little earlier this year.
So, you know, and they're down a few players. Or the Las Vegas is going to be down a few players. Obviously, they're down one of their best players in Davante Adams, and I think Max Crosby might not even be playing. I know the second tight end, Michael Mayer, is out too. So, you know, it's nice for the young guys to get this work. Trey Tucker, Brock Bowers. It's nice for them to be able to get a chance to shine and, you know, ball and play hard. But I think that if you're Denver, you're looking at this like, all right, this is our time to get these guys. Like, this is our time to smack them up, you know what I mean, and get us some get back.
Nah, I feel that. In terms of the Davante Adams situation, I mean, I think Antonio Pierce just inherited like a tough situation with that. I think he got screwed over. Well, Davante got screwed over because he kind of got hit with the bait and switch. Hey, come play for your hometown team, your favorite team, whatever, growing up, and play with your former teammate Derek Carr. And then you bench him because your coach is from that Belichick tree, and he's living in 2015 where Jimmy G's this guy. And is Jimmy G even on a roster? Where's he at? Maybe like a backup somewhere, maybe third string.
Yeah, he plays for the Rams. He plays for the Rams. He's doing his Ram reclamation project.
Oh, he's at the rehab center. Got it.
Yeah, he's at boot camp.
He might shine next year for the Panthers or something.
Hey, I mean, listen, they got a nice little model. All right, it's some proof, it's some information out there, some data to show that it works. Going to Shanahan and McVay for a year and go somewhere else, and now it looks like you're a capable quarterback.
Right. But tough situation to inherit. So I don't think Davante Adams really wanted to be there long term anyway, because the outlook, you're entering the season with Gardner Minshew. Yeah, that's and Aiden O'Connell. Like, at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. What team do you think he'll go to? I mean, we could kind of talk about that for a little bit.
I mean, the Steelers. You can go to the Steelers.
I like the Steelers. They did try to get Ayuk. What about the Saints?
Outside of that,
Olave, Adams.
Yeah,
but he with the deep ball still. Taysom on the goal line. Alvin Kamara in the backfield.
That's where we're talking about numbers in the books and everything like that. You know, because if that's able to work, I know that it could work in Pittsburgh. I know they had a cap space for it, and I'm pretty sure if the Jets wanted to, they could take the money that they were supposed to be paying Reddick. Hassan Reddick. Mm-hmm. The money they were supposed to be paying Hassan Reddick, they can use that money to pay Davante Adams.
Well, I think if they do that, they might as well just do both. Go pay him and go pay him, because you're really going all in.
He doesn't like the contract. He wants more money. Hassan Reddick wants more money.
Yeah, I know he wants more money, but cut the books, man. Cut the books, figure it out. Yeah, if you go trade for Adams, then y'all going all in, right?
The way that I saw it from the first comment that was dropped by Diana Rossini was that this is just a Jets negotiation. And the Jets suck at this. They always lose at it. That's why Diana Rossini was like, oh, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets have reached out to the Oakland Raiders in regards to Davante Adams. And I'm telling you, I'm like, no, the Jets, that means the Jets have reached out for Davante Adams. The Dallas Cowboys ain't reached out for Davante Adams, bro. Well, yo, we got a 6 to throw you. We gonna throw you a 6. Like, nah, like, it's just that's just
Yeah,
not.
and the
That's just
Cowboys,
not
I
what we
mean,
do.
that would be a dope landing spot for y'all, but it's
We're
like, so
not
you're
giving
you're
up
gonna
that
you're gonna pay
capital.
Davante Adams, but you didn't go out and get a running back.
I mean, I would
That
I would
one,
rather pay a wide receiver. He can play for longer, but still, I don't want to pay. You know what I'm saying? We're not throwing that capital, and we're not paying. We don't want to throw no second round pick. We love we love our picks, and we don't want that money on our books right now. So I just think that was never even a consideration. I think Davante Adams wouldn't mind playing for the Cowboys, but I think Davante Adams wouldn't mind playing from any football team that has a decent quarterback right now.
yeah, I
I
think
just
he has. I think he has probably like a laundry list of teams he's down to play for. To be honest, so I
right.
think in terms of that, he has a no trade clause, right?
No, he actually does not have a no trade clause at all.
Well, they better not dick him, because if they dick him, then it's just a bad look on. I mean, it's a bad look for the
Well,
Raiders, because you
but
came
that's
in here, bait and switched him, and then you sent him
but
to China. Like,
I mean,
it's a bad look.
at the end of the day, though, they got to do what's best for their organization too. So essentially, right now, as it seems to me, this is probably just a Jets Raiders negotiation right now.
Yeah, but think about it.
And
Think about it. Think about it. Look at what the Bears did for Justin Fields. I think the Bears had better offers for Justin Fields, but they put him in a position where, hey, we're going to
no, they
do
had
you
no
a favor.
offers. No, they had no offers for Justin Fields. That's
I
why
don't
he
think
got
that's
such
true.
bro. That's why they got nothing for him. They had nothing. I mean, they tried and
I
they
gotta
tried to.
I gotta look into that, because I ain't
Yeah,
say that.
bro. They had no offers, bro. They got like a 6th-round pick for him.
For that cheap.
He didn't even. I don't even think he garnered a 4th. Trey Lance got a 4th.
Well, that's my point though. Like, you really think, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to. You said that with such conviction. I'm gonna have to look into that later. But I'm pretty sure that was why
Bro,
he
he
went
didn't
there.
get. Nah, bro. No, bro. They had nothing. I mean, they tried their best to go, because they were thinking, the Raiders maybe would do something, and they tried everything. The Falcons at this point, they didn't. This was before free agency and all of that. This is during the combine. Like,
Sports. Hey, listen. Sports Illustrated. Justin Fields rejected 4 trade destinations before Bears deal with Steelers.
what would they trip? What is the capital though? Because it's a 6th round. If four people were like, yeah, we'll offer you a 6, they didn't reject. You know what I'm saying? Where do you want to go?
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's what I'm trying to explain to you is they didn't take a better package to do right
because they didn't have a better package.
So what I just read isn't true. It's just completely not
true. If everybody's offering me a conditional 6 for you, where you want to go, bro? But if I'm offering a conditional 6 and another team,
I'm not saying they got. I'm not saying they offered a third.
Bears,
I'm not saying the team offered a third.
Say the Bills comes through, and the Bills are like, yo, we'll take them for a 5th. We'll take them for a 5th. The Bills are like, we'll take them for the 5th. But give me a team that's a team that you really wouldn't want to play for right now. The Broncos. The Broncos are like, yo, we will give you a 3rd for them. Guess what, bro? You're not going to the Bills. You're going to the Broncos. You know what I'm saying? Now if they match that 3rd,
right. So here's what I'm reading. Apparently there was no shortage of interest in the 25-year-old signal caller, with at least 4 other teams having inquired with the Bears about a potential Fields trade. However, Fields representatives prefer that the QB not be sent to any of those teams and told Chicago he wanted to join the Steelers. The Bears and GM Ryan Poles did right by the former number 11 pick, sending him to his preferred destination instead of shipping him elsewhere for maximum value. So
what do you maximum value?
We don't know, but like, you're over here saying confidently that nobody wanted him. If y'all got, if y'all gave up a 4th pick, if y'all gave up, yes, I'm trying to tell you that they did right by him, bro.
The journalist did his job. If you believe that, then the journalist did his job.
Bro, why do you think, bro, Trey Lance is ass.
We got a 4 for him.
Exactly. So you think no other team wanted him, and he had to go to the Steelers? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, bro. They did
no,
not.
bro.
They did not. They would have given him a
Doesn't
better
make
package.
sense.
So
doesn't
then why
make
they
sense.
so they just gave him to the Steelers for free.
Not for free, for a pick.
What did they give him? What was the pick?
6.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
so
listen. Why you acting like that
was
was someone trump card? What?
I'm just saying, like you act like someone was offering a. Like
that's what I already said that though. I said, yeah. I'm not saying that a team offered a third or a fourth, but let's say, all right, this team offered. Hold on. I'm saying if this team offered us a 5th, all right, and we're getting a 6th from the Steelers, he wants to go to the Steelers, just show him there. Just push him there.
But what I'm saying is they're going to go if someone comes in like the Bills comes in with a 5th, right? But somebody else comes in with the 3rd. That's not dicking Davante Adams, bro. I got to take the 3rd. That's not dicking them. Now, if they come in, if everybody's coming in at the going rate, and they decide, we sending your ass to Cleveland, that's foul. Yes, that's foul. But
yeah, exactly.
But I don't think that I'm saying with this Davante Adams thing, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that it's going to be everybody's. I think this is literally just the Jets and maybe Pittsburgh.
What?
Yeah, I think it's just the Jets and Pittsburgh.
You think it's the Jets and Pittsburgh? You don't think the Saints are interested? You don't think Washington's interested?
Bro, I think it's really the Jets. No, I don't think Washington's interested. I don't. But we got Terry McLaurin. We're building with our young guys.
If I'm Washington, I wouldn't do it. But they might be feeling themselves like, hey, if we get this other piece, the momentum of what we got going on, we got Jaden Daniels on this rookie deal. I could see
it. That was, I'm right, and I hope that they take again. I hope that they're patient with this kid, man. I hope that they're patient with him because they had something similar to this 12 years ago, and because of all of this, because of the winning, they let it get to.
Okay, but back to the Justin Fields thing. So you can't picture that teams are offering maybe instead of a 6th, they offered a 5th and a 7th. And instead of taking the 5th or the 7th, they're like, look, we're going to do right by you and send you to the Steelers for the 6th. You don't think that's possible. You don't think that is potentially what happened. Because I think if Trey Lance goes for a 4th, I think there was multiple deals for Fields. Teams are always looking for quarterbacks.
But I just think it was all the same going rate. I think the going rate for him was a 6th-round pick. That's what I think. I think that was the going rate.
So you don't think there was any kind of betting war like, oh, they're offering a 6th, we'll offer you a 5th?
No, I don't think it was. I mean, maybe if it because no, all right, put it this way. Say it was a sucky team, like what? I don't even give me a team. A Falcons. Okay, the Panthers.
I mean, the Falcons.
Like the Falcons, like I think that's what I mean. Like a Falcons 5th or a Steelers 6th. All right, bro. Like you know what I mean.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what potentially happened, and that's how I saw it.
4th. I'm talking like a 4th or a 3rd. Like they're not giving up a substantial.
Yeah. I don't. That's the thing. I think there's definitely a limit to it, right? Because it's GM malpractice if you're offered like a 3rd and you're like, nah, right. Justin Fields, we're going to do right by you.
I got a job too.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I just think it's somewhere in between where it's like, all right, like this is technically better, but we still got to hit on this pick, and it's still like a second, third day pick.
But the thing that I'm also alluding to is at the time, at the beginning of this thing, people thought Justin would go for like, some early day 2 picks. They were like, all right, early day 2 picks and then a mid rounder. That's what they were saying. They were thinking 3s and 4s, some maybe even a potential 2, something like, you know what I mean? They were thinking that teams were going to like actually, because he's a quarterback and it is so valued, the Bears at least were expecting to get some of that mid round capital back. Whereas it was like, oh, they were not expecting to only be talking between 5 and 7, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they thought
I could see that as well.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from too with it, because it's like the 6. It's like shit. Yeah, you go, man. Don't hold somebody over a 6th-round pick. Like don't do that. But I'm saying like I think Davante. There's I think the bidding war for real is really just again with the Jets. I think he's just trying to get back to Aaron Rodgers, and everybody knows by now that the Jets suck at this. They suck at trading, you know what I mean? They suck at keeping their cards to the vest.
What about the Bills?
I just don't think the Bills are, again, like I said, I think the Bills put in something, but I can see the Bills only thinking about, we'll do a 4 or we'll do a 5 and
we're not as desperate because we got a quarterback that we can lean on, and we got James Cook
working right now,
and Ray Davis as a backup if that something were to happen to him. Yeah. I don't think they'd be as desperate. It's like look, if you're not, we'll make you one offer, but we're not getting into a bidding war type of thing.
Right.
But
whereas I can see,
is it confirmed he has no? He really doesn't have a no trade clause.
He has no trade clause. He doesn't even have a he doesn't have one. Like, because I could see somebody doing, or even like a 3 and a 5. Like I can see somebody doing like I would have predicted like a 2 and a 5th for Davante Adams before everything came out. But I could also see it being a 3rd and a 5th because he's 31. But again, if that's what he's going for, all right, he's the shiny toy or whatever, bro. I'm just gonna talk to Tennessee about D-Hop.
Yeah, D-Hop should go too, but Davante Adams is closer to his prime. So it depends.
But you know what I'm saying? Because then now it's about, all right, well, where
Davante Adams not coming off an injury.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Where are we going? Because if we go into Pat Mahomes can do work with D-Hop.
Well,
you know what I mean? We're
talking about the Chiefs don't have an option to get Davante Adams. They're in the same division, so
exactly. But even if they wouldn't, because they wouldn't take on that salary cap. But D-Hop works just as well. Josh Allen, like, all right, bet we'll get D-Hop for this 4th. We'll get D-Hop for this 4 and a 5th. Like, we don't have to go after the shiny toy. This is where the Jets are going to get screwed over. I'm telling, even if you're talking about Washington, because if I don't think they would do it. I think they would go for the Davante Adams thing to have the buzz around the city and all that. But even if you're Washington, seriously, I would definitely see the D-Hop thing because he had Cliff Kingsbury has already traded for his ass.
Yeah, I don't know. You know I think it's definitely more than just the Jets. I think it's at least 4 or 5 teams personally, but we'll see. Right, so you're pretty much locked into him being a Jet. Then you're like he's a Jet.
I think that's where he ends up at. I think that's where he wants to go, and I think that's where he ends up at.
That should be interesting. Yeah, man. If you can trade for Davante Adams, if I'm glad I got Jacoby Myers. So, no Malik Neighbors. I'm putting in Jacoby. So hopefully, wasn't that your favorite pick? You have the Broncos winning that joint. Never mind. Well, either way, Jacoby's going to get his opportunities along with Trey Tucker, Bowers, up on them. I know I saw a lot of Trey Tucker pickups in my league, so.
Yeah, Trey Tucker, if he's still out there, man. 2 consecutive touchdowns, 2 weeks in a row. He's a speed guy. They're going to try to find ways to get him the ball. So, he's an option in some of these deeper leagues.
Facts. But the game's in 2 hours. Try to get these videos out to y'all soon. But that's it. Like, love, lock. Like and subscribe. Anything else? You got anything?
Nah, matter of fact.
Matter of fact, we facting. Facts.